You're going to be under arrest.
For what?
For not listening to me.
I think the emergency is the video, somebody's videotaping.
And the shirt says, I believe, balls deep. He says his name is Captain Awesome.
Hey folks, how you doing here today? Rogue Nation with another shocking video of an officer who isn't quite familiar with the ID law. This is in Texas by a gentleman named Stephen Mize. He's got 56 subscribers. Looks like he's a gentleman that stands out there in the town square and does a little jamming. So this guy's saying he broke the noise ordinance. So we'll get into that at the end of the video. Let's go ahead and watch the video now, guys.
Quote the statute. The statute
which
states
statute?
the one at which you have to provide ID. So you're saying that I have to provide you ID right now.
Because you are lawfully being detained.
Okay, that's not what the statute says.
Because
the statute says lawfully arrested. I promise you the statute says lawfully arrested.
Do you want to go to jail for this?
No, I don't.
Because you could go to jail for this right now. You are not free to leave, and you are being detained for a violation of the ordinances of McKinney. It's the same as being stopped on traffic.
But you're saying that I have to provide it just being detained. That's not correct.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Not in Texas.
You are violating
not in
the
Texas.
city ordinance.
That's a Terry stop in other states.
This isn't a Terry stop. Right now I have probable cause for you to be violating an ordinance within the city limits of McKinney.
Right, but that's not when you show ID.
Yes, it is.
Not in Texas. Will you pull up if you pull up the statute and show it to me, I'll give you my ID. If you show me the statute that says that lawful detention, I'm required to show ID, and I will. I'll show it to you. Now it will say that I can't provide a false name to you.
Here's the deal. You can either show me your ID, and we can go about this very easily, and you can be free to leave whenever we're done handling what we need to handle, or...
Is your body cam on?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Or I can just place
What's
you
your
in
name and guy's number?
I can just place you in handcuffs right now, and I can take you to jail for a violation of the city ordinances.
So in effect, you would be taking me to jail for not showing ID?
I'd be taking you to jail for the violation of the city ordinance, and then at that point, if you still refuse to provide me your name, I would
I give you my. I'm willing to follow the law.
Then charge you with failed to ID.
No, I wouldn't fit. If the statute says lawfully arrested, and so if I'm lawfully arrested, I'll show ID. I mean, of course I don't want to be arrested, but you don't get my ID just by detaining me.
This is basically a lawful detention.
I understand.
Just like whenever you're pulled over for traffic, right?
Right, and I'm not free to leave.
You're not free to leave.
Right.
It is basically an arrest.
I'm not,
until you sign the citation with a promise to appear in court.
I don't mean to be giving you a hard time, man. I don't give cops a hard time. I know it's not, but I also know I know what the laws are, and I know that you can't demand ID just based off of a detention.
Why don't you smoke a cigarette over there, man? Okay, cool.
It would be, I mean, if you're only going to arrest me if I don't show ID, then that's arresting me for not showing ID, and that's not a law. The law is detention, or I mean the law is lawful arrest. I can't give you a false name under any circumstance. I know that. Not that I would.
7301. Can you put me on a code violation at Virginia and Tennessee, and can you send me another universe? So do you want to show me your ID so we can continue with this in the easy way, or do you want me to just put you in handcuffs right now?
You're saying I'm required to show you my ID.
You are.
That's not correct, though.
Put your hands back.
Okay. Okay, I'll give you my ID, dude. I will. Will you come get this, man?
No, you stay over there.
Man, I don't. Can I just give you my ID?
How do you take this off? I don't want to break it or anything.
I appreciate that. Dash, come get it.
Dash, stay right over there. Do not walk over here.
Sorry, you can unlatch it over here, but you want to be grabbing the neck at the same time so it doesn't fall. Yeah, and then unlatch it under your arm. Yeah.
unlatch and just like pull it?
Unlatch it off that little post. Yeah, just like that. Yeah. I appreciate that. I played this song. I know I played this song. Yeah. I'm not, and I don't. I've had a lot of interactions with you guys, and they've been pleasant. They've not been bad, man. And I don't want to start that either. I don't want to start. I don't want them to start being bad either. You know what I'm saying?
Is this your wallet that has your ID in it?
It is, yeah. And I don't. And so, and I'm not. I don't have any warrants or anything like that.
Where is it at?
It's gonna be. It's in the zipper part.
In the zipper?
Yeah. A few back.
Alright guys, so obviously a lot of us that watch these videos know the ID statute Texas 38.02, which says that you cannot be ID'd unless you've been lawfully arrested. Right? There's exceptions to that, which is driving, I do believe, and there was one other one, but it didn't say for a violation of an ordinance, right? Didn't say that. So at the most, because this is the ordinance right here, and I went straight to the penalty to see what the penalty was. Now if the penalty was possible jail time, then, because the officer said he could arrest him for the violation and then get his ID that way, but that's incorrect, because the penalty is not jail time for this. It's not an arrestable offense, and it's a fine not to exceed $500. And even if it was arrestable, because the way the statute's written, I think the only thing that would be required would be a name and an address and not an actual ID, right? Because it doesn't say anywhere in there that you have to give ID, for a city ordinance, right? So the only thing, because obviously they can't give you a citation without a name and stuff of that nature. So then it might be, your name might be required, but not your specific ID. I mean, what happens if you don't have an ID? Let's say you're 15 years old, you don't have your learner's permit, you never needed an ID. What do you need an ID for, right? You're 15 years old, and let's say you break this noise ordinance. Do you automatically go to jail because you're 15 years old and don't have an ID? That would be ludicrous, right? So I'm almost 100% positive it doesn't work that way. Now, again, you could be required, and you're most likely required to provide your name and address to fill out the citation, so that way, they know who's getting it or whatever, and they can charge you or whatever if you don't pay the fine. But as far as ID goes, I'm going to say pretty much assuredly that this gentleman was in no way obligated to give his ID, even for the citation. Okay, and that's not even getting into whether if the citation itself is lawful or not. We're not going to break it down that far today, but, just on what I talked about here as far as IDing. Alright guys, thanks for checking out the video, and as always, we'll catch you on the next one, alright?